Coach Trapp, two tough losses this past weekend, but good teams. You fought with them. What were some positives you can take away into this weekend?
I'm not much of a coach that sits here and talks about a lot of positives that you take from losses. We competed. Both nights we got down by double figures and we fought back. That's something that maybe in years past that we haven't done, is when you get down we kind of hold our head. But I thought, we got down 17 against Concordia, and in 5 minutes we're right back up, up 1 point, have an opportunity to win the basketball game. And then on Saturday, same thing. Just we looked tired. I thought maybe we took a lot out of us the night before, but didn't play one of our better basketball games. And credit goes to Mankato as well. But again, with a minute and a half to play, we got it down to 2, and you play. So, our big message to our kids was valuing every possession. There were just too many. I just thought mental mistakes. I don't question our kids' effort a lot of times, but I mean sometimes our mental effort on smart plays just not there. So again, you give credit. There's a reason why Mankato's been undefeated at home all year, and Concordia's a great team. And give Concordia credit. They're not one of the better 3-point shooting teams in the league, and they had some kids that stepped up and made some shots. And both those teams are very deserving to win those games. But yet it's very frustrating as an opposing coach where you give yourself an opportunity to win those games. We just had too many open possessions, and puts us maybe with our back against the wall a little bit this weekend. Still a lot of basketball to play. We're only down 2 games, for the South Divisional Championship, and a lot of things can happen yet. But you got to protect your home floor and hope that a couple of these other teams that are ahead of you, which are Wayne State and Mankato at this point, maybe stumble a little bit to give ourselves an opportunity when we play them here later in the year.
And you mentioned in a fight for the South Division Championship for one of the top 4 seeds to host, and you're playing 2 teams that they're fighting for a spot to host in the North Division this weekend. So what are you looking at with St. Cloud State and Minnesota Duluth?
Get Duluth first on Friday. Again, it's fun. One of my former GAs is the assistant coach there. So we've had a lot of opportunity. I watch him quite a bit, and they're a good basketball team. They have Taylor Meyer, who's been the North Player of the Week a couple times. And a couple good wings that can really shoot it. A year ago we were up, I think we lost by 10 to Duluth at their place, and was up the majority of the game and just lost the lead. So, it's a big weekend. Both teams are very, very good. St. Cloud started the year 8-0, beating Northern. They were the first team to beat Northern States in the league. Since then they've maybe struggled a little bit, as I think they're starting to play some of the better teams in the league. But both teams are very, very good. And it's just nice to be able to be playing them at home. Like we said, on Saturday alone, men's and women's, all games, I think the home teams were 16-0 this past weekend, or past Saturday. So it just goes to show you home court advantage is a big deal. And again, we got to be able to come here and save face and play well at home, because you get a couple wins here. I think I've said it a lot of times is, after this weekend we'll only have, I believe, 6 games to play, and you want those to be very, very meaningful. And if we can win 2 and get a little bit of help from some of the other teams, anything within 1 game, there's still anything that can happen. So, I'm excited about the opportunity. It wasn't like we were just terrible last weekend. We played 2 good teams, and you got to give credit to other teams as well when they play well at home. So, yeah, we've had a great week of practice, but we know that we're going to get a dogfight, because they're talking to their kids about the same thing. That first round home game, to be able to go to the Pentagon is something that I think is huge, especially when I just said that, home teams last week on Saturday were all undefeated. There's something to be said about playing at home.
Yeah, and so these games are really big, important, and is there anyone that's kind of stuck out, or Sammy Connect had a rougher weekend, but is she primed for a big weekend this weekend?
And I don't know if she had a rougher weekend. It's just getting harder to get post touches for her. People, Concordia 3-quartered hard and really sat off. It was a little bit tougher to get post touches. And that's something that we've made some adjustments here this week. I can't always put it on our kids. Say that we can't get touches. As a coach, you got to be able to put your kids in a better situation, because when we were playing our best basketball is when we had great balance inside outside. So we've made some adjustments. I thought, in all honesty, Sammy didn't have an amazing weekend in terms of points scored, and neither did probably our best player, Taylor Varsho. But we still give ourselves opportunities to win basketball games on the road. So, yeah, it's not always about what we don't do. I'm just that guy that want to give credit to teams that they did what they were supposed to do at home, and now we're back at home. We've had a great week of practice. We learned a ton by the film. Give Coach DeVille a ton of credit. We made tons of clips, good clips and bad clips, just so we can learn, and it's your hope that as you get down to the final month of your playing that you're going to be playing your best basketball. So, it's going to be true. I mean, we have to come out. We got to play very, very well to beat two very good basketball teams. Last year we had St. Cloud's number, played them twice, and last year Duluth had us. So they're fighting for the same things that we're doing right now. So it should be a fun test.
And going back to last weekend again, J.C. Ulmer and Marie Malloy, offensively they performed very well. They're leading scorers both games. So is that something where you can look forward to them picking up the slack if Taylor or Sammy aren't playing all that well?
Yeah, I think, and we're not going to bank on, our top players not always playing well. I mean, they're getting everybody's best effort, putting their best defensive player on them, trying to take them away, and I give Jace and Marie a ton of credit for stepping up. But if we can get those guys going again, this weekend, plus with the confidence that JC and Marie's playing, that's what will be tough. We want to make it a track meet this weekend. I'm not gonna lie to you, both teams, Duluth and St. Cloud, are kind of bigger physical teams. And we're probably not as big, but we're probably a little bit more athletic than what they are. So if we can rebound, we always say we can run. And you'll hear me say that a lot of times. If we can rebound, we can run. So if we can do a good job on the glass and play fast and play in attack mode, play inside, outside, I think they're going to probably have to adapt a little bit more to how they're going to guard us and what we would have to do to them. So, but if the ball goes in, we're pretty good. Let's be honest. When the ball doesn't go in, we put a lot of pressure on our defense. And probably the one stat that was obvious is we just turned it over too many times again this weekend. When you talk about probably having 17 turnovers a game, I think is probably about the average last weekend. That's just too many against great basketball teams, and there's a reason why Mankato is number 2, in the South, and Concordia is just a game and a half behind us. So, if we turn it over that many times again when we play those two teams, we probably lose again. So, but again, I like where we're at. At this point we're, I believe, 13-5. Have 2 home games. I'd love to be able to sit here and talk to you next week and be 15-5, ready to hit the road and play. Crookston, Bemidji, 2 teams that probably are not toward the top of the North right now. 2 very winnable games, but like I said, when you're on the road, crazy things happen. But we'll worry about those next week. Hopefully we can get 2 at home this weekend.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck, and we'll see if we can catch up after we win the games.
Thanks, Eric.